everyone, and welcome to another exciting video tutorial brought to you by NetFuel. Today's date is Thursday, September 6th. My name is Michael Harding and I'm the Chief Executive Officer. Today we will be taking a look at how to convert a static HTML website into a Joomla 2.5 theme. Okay, and so this is what our static site looks like. Okay, and the first thing you want to do if you haven't already done so is install Joomla on your server. Okay, and once you've completed the installation, this is what the default theme looks like. It may not look exactly like this, but this is pretty much what it would look like. Okay, and what we want to do by converting the static site into Joomla is we want the ability to update this content. We also want to be able to add new pages at a later date. So it's just a lot more easier to control in the back end of Joomla instead of digging into our code. And once we have the site completed, we will be able to go into our menu article manager, and we'll be able to add new articles. The articles will be assigned as individual pages, and then we're also able to go in here and make changes. So let's take a look at how we are going to convert our static site. Okay, so let's open up our index.html file. I'm using Dreamweaver as the text editor. Okay, and what we need to do is pretty much understand Joomla's code, and we need to start transferring over some of Joomla's code into our static site. So what I did was after I installed it, there's a templates folder here, and this folder has all of the default themes that come with Joomla. So what I did was I downloaded the Atomic theme to my desktop. Okay, so I'll just open up that folder and let's just take a look here. So here we have a CSS folder, HTML, images, JS, language, component, error, etc. We have a bunch of files that look different than what we currently have. So we'll start by opening up the index.php. Okay, and just by looking at it at first glance, we can see there's some PHP code that we need to transfer over into our HTML file. So the first thing you want to do is save this as PHP. Okay, and it's always a good idea to have an index.html and a index.php. The index.html can be used as like a backup at a later date, so that's why I always convert or copy the file and save it as a PHP version. Okay, so now that we've done that, we want to copy over this entire block of code, beginning from the top all the way down to j.include type equals head. Okay, and we want to replace that with our head. Okay, we also have this title down below. We no longer need that. And if you had any meta tags, meta keywords, descriptions, things like that, you no longer need that in here as well, because you'll be able to update all of that in the back end of Joomla. Next thing we want to do is transfer over this PHP block of code. Okay, and we want to place this in front of all of our reference links, such as our CSS, our JS, okay, and as well as any images if you have any. Okay, and now what we want to do, excuse me, is create create some modules, okay? And if we take a look at the site, um, how this site will be divided up, um, I'm going to convert the logo into a module. I'm also going to convert the menu into a module. This top portion here will be a module, as well as the upcoming conference and the YouTube link and the newsletter form. Okay, so those will all be modules. This middle portion here will be the component. Okay, the component is usually the main content area of your website. So that's how you can distinguish between a module and a component. Component is the main content area, and then the modules is everything around it. Okay, so let's just go over to our template again, and this right here is a block of code that lets Joomla know there is a module. Okay, so JDoc include type module, and then there's the name. Okay, and then this PHP statement above says if there is a module with this position enabled in the backend to then display that module. Okay, so what I want to do is just copy this line of code, and I will place that in front of our menu to start. Okay, I just want to close this. Okay, and we don't need this extra piece of PHP. Okay, and then what we also want to do is just copy over one of these, and I'll just replace that with the menu. Okay, and to keep everything user friendly, I'm going to rename this to menu. Okay. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is just jump over to another file, which is the template details.xml. I'm just going to copy that, paste that into our theme folder, and I'm just going to open this up because in our template we're referencing a position called menu, and we just need to make sure that menu is also assigned in our XML file, and so I'm just going to add that right here. Okay, and starting from the top, I'll just go over this. The XML basically says, this is version 2.5. The name, you can just add in your own name. So for this one, it's Whitehorse Group. Creation date, I'll just put September 2012. Author, Harding. Copyrights. Okay, and then description. Okay, and the next we have files. So these are the files that we're telling Joomla to reference, but we won't be using this one or these ones. We don't have a favcon just yet. We can add that later on. We won't use that either, and language will remove as well as that. So we just have CSS, images, JS, index, and our XML file. Okay. So now the next thing I want to do is create some more module positions. So I'll just go over here, copy this PHP. Okay, and actually I just realized this is the footer menu, so I'll just go back here and edit this. Okay, and we'll add since I'm already here, is I'll just copy this line of code, go into our module manager, and just create a new module. This will be a custom module. And say logo. Paste in our code, and I don't need this PHP code here as well. Okay, so we have our logo back there. I can't assign the logo position just yet because we haven't installed our theme, but I'll just go ahead and just close that. I'll jump back over to the template and just grab this JDoc. Include module, again we'll call this logo. Okay, make sure we have that position in our template. So we have menu and logo. Okay, so I'm pretty much done assigning the modules for now. The next thing I want to do is add in our component, and as I mentioned, the component is going to be this for this content here because we're going to add in this content to a article in the back end. So I just need to find that, which is this here. Okay, we'll just go over, and this is the code to call out our module, or sorry, our component. Okay, so that's pretty much it. We have our modules, we have our component, and now the next thing we want to do is zip this up. Okay, and let's install it. So just go over to the extension manager and upload and install. Okay, so it looks like we have an error. It says that the file static website.html does not exist. Let's just see what's going on there. If we take a look. Okay, I see we actually don't need this as well. We're not uploading that. Right, we don't need the folder HTML. Okay, so let's just see if that fixes our problem. Okay, and it says template was successful. Now that we have our template installed, I want to go over to the template manager and just make sure that it is our default theme. Okay, and if I go over to the site now and refresh it, okay, here we see it looks very messy. It doesn't look anything like our examples. So first thing we want to do is just go over to the menu manager, okay, and in our static site we have welcome, bio, mission. Here we only have home, okay, and it's assigned as a featured article. So what I'm going to do is start out by creating a new article, and I'll just call this welcome, and I'll just go over to our HTML version, okay, and I'll copy the welcome message, paste that in there, save this. Okay, it says that there's already another alias with the name welcome, so I'll just call this welcome home as the alias. Alias is not too important, it's really just to reference it. So I'll just save and close that. Go over to the main menu. assign this as a single article. Okay, select our article, welcome. Just rename this, welcome, and save and close. Okay, so we have our page set up. What we want to do is just enable our menu now. So just search for menu module. And here we see that it's assigned to position 0. So just go ahead and change that to menu. Okay, and it's assigned to all pages. Okay, so that's good. And I'll just save and close this. And I'll just refresh. Okay, and now it's getting there. We have our content here, and we have our menu item there. We're missing our logo, and we're also missing our footer menu. Okay, in our static site, we don't have this welcome title here, so I'll just go ahead and remove that. There's actually an option in the menu. Page display options, show page heading no, so that's good. Article options, show title, it's set to show, and I'll just set that as hide. Refresh this, and we see that it's gone. Okay, so that's good. So now what I want to do is add in the logo. Okay, so I already put in the HTML code in Joomla and already created a custom module for that. But what I'm going to do is actually upload the logo to our media manager. Okay, and so I'll just upload this. Oops. Okay, and now what I want to do is just go over to the module manager, and I'll just search for logo. Okay, and we also want to make sure that this is assigned to the correct position, and in our template we have logo for this position, so I'll just select logo. Okay, and I'm actually just going to delete this, and I'll just select the logo image from our library, hit insert. Okay, it is, whenever a user clicks on the logo, it should point them directly to the home page. So I'll just click on the image and then click on this chain, and then I'll just add in index.php, insert that. Okay, and I'll just go up and hit save, and we'll refresh the site, and there we go. Okay, so we have the logo, we have the main menu, and now what we need to do is create the footer menu. So to do this, I'll go in the backend of Joomla again. I'll just save and close this. And this time I want to create a new module again. Okay, and this time it will be a menu module. And I'll just call it footer menu. Assign it to menu footer. Okay, and on the right side, there's basic options. There's select menu, and we have main menu selected, so that's good. Okay, it's assigned to all pages, that's also good. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and hit save, and just refresh the site, and we see that the menu pretty much covers the basics of how to create a Joomla 2.5 theme. I hope you guys found this tutorial useful, and I will be sharing more Joomla 2.5 themes at a later date. If you like, you can also visit our YouTube channel at youtube.com/netfueldot for .ca for more tutorials. Okay, thanks for watching and have a great day.